fix your approach. The approach gotta be more gorilla on it.
And I'm not sure if I'm Democrat or Republican. And how have you determined, you know, how have you determined that you're a Democrat? You know, how do you make that decision?
Well, I think that's a really good question. And I really think you have to think about what's important to you, what your values are. I think that's how you pick a candidate. I don't necessarily think you have to agree with everything that a party stands for to vote for that party's candidate. I think it's really about what you care for personally. So look at the issues in your life and what you care about. Do you have children? Do you want your children to have access to good education? Do you want your kids to have safe streets to play on? Do you want your kids to be able to afford to go to college? Do you want your kids to have a clean environment to live in? I will say specifically on the issue of the environment, because that was what I majored in, this is an issue I think that African American communities don't feel like very connected with, because it seems like it's kind of a crunchy, hippie, granola, sandal wearing kind of an issue. But I will tell you, this is a poor person's issue. This is a persons of color issue. When companies dump chemicals, where do they dump them? In poor and black and brown neighborhoods. When there is not clean drinking water, who is drinking it? Poor, black, and brown communities. Who's living by the dumps? Who's living by the nuclear waste sites? Who is getting the shaft? Who has the highest incidence of asthma and lead paint poisoning? It is poor, black, and brown communities. This is our issue, and we need to get passionate about it. You don't wait until someone's worried about an owl in Oregon, because right now people in your neighborhood are affected by these issues. So look at what's important to you. For me, another issue that's really important is a woman's right to choose. That's not everybody's issue, but that's an important issue to me. And I think even if you don't know how you feel about specifically that issue in particular, there is only one candidate who really cares about women's health issues, and that's Barack Obama. He has consistently voted on the side of providing health education, sex education, access to medical care for pregnant women, pre- and postnatal services. I'm telling you, and I know this for a fact, that John McCain has a 100% negative record of voting issues for women's health and women's issues. He does not care about women's issues, and it's not just about birth control, and it's not just about access to abortions. It's about, can a young woman who has no medical insurance go to a clinic and get basic healthcare services? When you can't afford to go to the hospital, where do you go? Women go to neighborhood clinics. One of the candidates wants to help fund those clinics and keep them open, and the other one doesn't. So think about what's important to you, and then, you know, it doesn't have to be like you get up and read the New York Times cover to cover every day. Go online and just look at the websites and see. There'll be bullet points, and you'll say, okay, I can see that this person cares about the things that I care about. You don't have to register Democrat or Republican. You can register independent, and you can pick and choose. I'm sure there are some knucklehead Democrats running around the joint. You know what I mean? You'll find the people that appeal to you and that believe in the things that you believe in, and that's how you decide. But know that your decision does make a difference. And if you're leading by example, if you're voting, and if you're getting educated, and if you're talking about these issues, your circle becomes wider and wider, and you improve the lives and the outlook of everybody around you. So it's not just you, it's the people in your life, and you really can change people's minds, and you really can make a difference. I'm done.
How do you feel when the opposition acts as if your celebrity is a bad thing?
I say, what are they doing with Sarah Palin? I think it only serves them. It only serves, you know, it's only good for them when it serves them. And you know, we're just passionate people out there talking about the things that we believe in, and
we're just Americans like everybody else.
Yeah, I think it's just feeling threatened by that, and it's not really. I just
right, and oh, excuse me, and there also, I mean, I think there's you have to remember that this is politics, and that in a lot of situations, even though it doesn't have to be, it is us against them. And I'm sorry, but the Democrats are cooler. They have cooler people. You know what I mean? Like when you watch the conventions, even down to the way that Democrats and Republicans dance. Like if you were to watch how these Republicans were dancing and the music that they chose, like we had Kanye, we had, will.i.am, we had, and I don't even, they had these, old ladies with boas and, and that's cool. They're just jealous that we have all of this, all of this celebrity power. You know what I'm saying? And they try to use it against us. So.
The approach gotta be more gorilla on it.